So I was really impressed with Ahmad Hardy's performance. I mean, I saw he had 200 yards, 200 plus yards at halftime already. And um, at the same time, it's tough for me to really take performances like that into account whenever we're playing lower level teams. You know, every win is important, and you never want to count your wins before you get on the field. But Louisiana is kind of one of those games that if you were to, like, that's one of them to do it. You expect to win that game, and you expect to win that game by a lot, and especially considering the strength of schedule that Mizzou has this year. That's a game that you need to win by a lot if you want to have like you want to have any sort of playoff aspirations. Um, but it was a really good game. I think people are not a really good game, but a really good performance by Mizzou. I think a big thing that I got from uh, Bo Prabula is he's almost starting to, and this is just my view of it, he's almost starting to feel the need to play hero ball a little bit too much. And normally he does it with his legs. But I think that pick was kind of like Fernando said, it was a little bit forced, trying to play hero ball a little bit. And that's what came of it. Now, this is his first year starting in college, was a backup at Penn State for a while. So I think that's something you're going to have. But I think as time goes on, those mistakes will be less and less, and we haven't even really seen a lot of them from Prabula yet. So, I'm not losing my mind over
Right.
Bo
Eh,
throwing a pick in a 52-10 game, but you know,
right.
as long as he can understand that that's not something he necessarily has to do all the time, and doesn't make those mistakes against teams like we're going to be playing an SEC gauntlet pretty soon. South Carolina, down the line we have Alabama, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. As long as he's not making those mistakes against them, I think it's not a big deal.
Great, and I think to your point on the strength of schedule, it's like a double-edged sword where, like, yes, it's easier than most teams, but then the margin of error is very, very small. So I think with this schedule, I don't think we can afford two losses to make it to the playoffs. I think we can afford at a max one, just because of how weak our strength of schedule is. So that's the difficult part. And I think in my opinion, Drake's mindset is okay, the easier teams or the lower level teams, I guess to say that better, are going to be the ones where we're going to clean up any kind of work that we need to do. I felt like game one, they had issues at the left tackle where Hayden Green struggled with the footwork aspect of it. I don't think he's completely like perfect, but he's gotten a lot better. And I think the D line was left a lot to be desired, but that had obviously in the Louisiana game that has been cleaned up. And I think the running game, it's been sensational. So in my mind, I think about Drink when he faces that SEC gauntlet. He's like, okay, we need to have everything properly oiled, ready to go, and have the very best version of Mizzou that we can offer on those games. And I was telling Jackson the other day off camera, what I love about Prebula is like we were aware of his talent, but his ability to make correct decisions is what I really like. Brady Cook is the son of Missouri, the son of St. Louis, whatever the case. And as great as he was, he lacked decision making on when the game got tough. And I felt like Prebula has shown how to recover from his own mistakes. And I felt like Brady Cook has not did not learn that in his time in Mizzou.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Bo comes from a really strong, like a really good, a really well coached program. I'd expect nothing less from him, and him coming over from Penn State was something that I was really excited about for a reason, and he's been showing that reason.